Let's learn. Speaking of language exchange, while doing language exchange, we can study with language partners in many ways. Since I have been learning by doing online language exchange um, since 2023, then I have been studying with the reference by AI. Then I realized I needed to learn speaking of language exchange because of listening and speaking ability. To communicate with the people, we use mostly spoken language in many ways, more than 90%. So, and basically, while we are learning the foreign languages, if the goal is to communicate with the people, then we should speak properly and listen carefully. Then actually, ears penetrate his mouth to mouth. So, and then we know about this important fact. I didn't realize this fact. Just I've been studying the foreign language as a languages, not a communication tool. By doing that, I can improve my language ability. For example, building vocabulary or making sentence or reading comprehension. And also I can communicate with the language partners by reading and repeat and talking about a topic, about reading and summary of the contents. This all not the communication skill is kind of knowledge, academic way. So that's my problem. I realized because after about 1 year and 6 months, and then I check out my ability to listen and speak in my target language, Vietnamese. But I've been improving my language ability, but in fact, the listening and the speaking is not enough. And I am not satisfied with my ability in speaking and listening. So, and there's something wrong. And so I realized while I'm doing language exchange or focus on learning foreign languages, I should much more immersed in the speaking by learning, by doing online language exchange in spoken base. So, and then I started, and then with my language partners, increase the time of speaking in speaking of language exchange. Then I can getting better in listening and speaking. I try to speak. I try to pronounce properly, and also I use the shorts to communicate and or measure my language ability. And soon I realized my ability is very low. In the end, the shorts is less, 1 minute less, and then the good contents, and also I can see speaker's mouth and then tongue, and also I can check out, and I can do the dictating 2 times without text, and then just with the text. And also I can measure about my vocabulary and also the uh, comprehension and listening and reading and both. So and then the shorts is a very good uh, resource. uh, testing and then self-returning to that to test where I am and then to to study by myself. Then and the short good resource. Uh, and then I start with now doing learning speaking for language. In speaking of language exchange, by expanding the time of speaking in doing online language exchange, and then I do and because after we've been studying and then I can the summary before what we learn then and then using my voice and write and quickly and then a summary of AI and then with the help of AI and then I can report and make a summary, and then I can share with the language partners what we learn. And that is also a good way to using AI. Still, AI is a good tool doing online language exchange in many ways. So, and then today I talk about the learn for language, uh, learn how to speak for languages in speaking of language exchanges and to improve listening skills and uh, improving the pronunciation, then we need to focus on speaking, the spoken-based language exchange. So this is a very important part for mm, not much stressful. So when we talk, if we get mm, we don't have to study it faster. We don't have to learn more. Just focus on the common expression. It's very important. Common expression is very important. Common expression is very important. Common expression is we use many times, day by day and week by week, month by month. We speak and then hello and what's your name? How are you? And then we are every day we use these words. So and then and focus on doing that, and we are doing properly and then expanding about expression and daily expression, then and we are be very clear with the help of language partners. Then and we can improve much more. Then and so we can do that. We can do uh, many things. So what is a good way to improve listening and speaking skills? Then we should use speaking over language exchanges when we do learn foreign languages. Now I talk about learn speaking. In speaking of language exchange, this is important parts by improving listening and speaking. I can see some words and then but it doesn't matter. How to improve speaking through language exchange. Since 2023, I've been learning languages by doing online language exchange with partners from around the world. Along the way, I've also used AI as a reference tool over time. I realized that while I was building vocabulary and reading comprehension, my ability to listen and speak, the two most important communication skills, was not improving as much as I had hoped. We mostly use spoken language in real-life communication, more than 90%. Our goal is to truly communicate with the people. We must focus on listening and speaking. I came to this realization after about 18 months of study. I could read, translate, and write summaries, but when it came actual conversation, I still struggled. I understood that language learning is not just about knowledge, it's about communication. I had been treating language like an academic subject rather than a tool for interaction. My key lesson from my journey, um, speaking is the key to communication. When we speak more during language exchange, our speaking and listening skills naturally improve. I began encouraging my speaking time during online session focus on real conversation and pronunciation. Use AI to support speaking practice. After sessions, I summarize what I talked about using voice typing and AI for reading too. This helps me reflect, improve my sentence structure, and prepare the better for the next conversation. Short form content, English YouTube short is helpful. I use the short videos under 1 minute to observe native mouth and tongue movement. This helps learn vocabulary comprehension and listening. Daily expression are essential. Learning and using common phrases like hello, what's your name, and how are you every day build fluency. Repetition and practicing these with language partners help make them automatic. A new approach to language exchange. Now my focus is simple. Expand speaking time during language exchanges. Practice daily expression regularly. And use AI to review and summarize the conversation. Watch and mimic short spoken clips and for listening and then pronunciation practice. Language exchange becomes more powerful when we treat it as a speaking practice, not just a study session. AI helps, but talking with the real field build the skills that we need the most. Okay, the end.